today this is a biopesticide.
Okay. And okay, so how different is this from what's already on the market?
Okay. Normally we have pesticides on the market and they are made with chemical, with yam. So it's totally bio.
Oh.
So this is what makes it different.
Okay.
We use, it's made with yam and some other plants, endogenous plants, against preservation pests. So
and what
after that we have coconut oil. Yes, this is the oil extracted from coconut. We can use it for hair, for skin, and also for consumption. So this bottle has been made for hair and skin because it can be
sprayed.
Thanks. And this one is for consumption. Yeah.
But I know coconut oil already exists on the market. People are already into coconut oil. What makes yours different from what's already on the market?
Yes, this one is 100% coconut.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what makes it different.
Different. 100%.
Yes.
And I see you have this. Can you take us to?
Yeah. You know, tomato is highly perishable. No more tomato on the market. So during the abundance period, then tomato perishes and we throw it away. Now separate the one that we can't use again.
Yeah.
We cut the tomato and then we parboil it. This is a partial boiling. We drain the water. The partial boiling helps to open the pores so that the water can come out. We grind the what we obtain, and then we obtain the tomato powder. So it is exactly like fresh tomato. So it has to go through all the process of preparing tomato soup.
And what's the shelf life?
The shelf life. Yes, you can preserve it for 2 years. But once you open it, it's for 6 months. And this is different because after you open it, you can reuse it again. And it's different also because you have already the paste on the market, but this is the powder. Yeah.
So are your products on the market?
Yes, our products are on the market in Benin.
So it is a toilet cleaner. You don't need. He's using local things to produce such a product. So he calls it Tornado. It doesn't have. Yes. And then here, this is a glass cleaner to clean glasses. And also here, it is a tile cleaner. He uses it to clean the tiles. And also here, the same student is producing lemon aftershave. It is alcoholic free. It can be used by everyone, including Muslims. So it is an aftershave. Because when you go in the market, people in saloons are squeezing lemons, whereby when it stays, it can have aflatoxin, so it develops molds. But this one, when a student saw that, said, what if I pack it and sell in the market? Also here, this one is jik. Less spots on white clothes, so it takes it away. And also, lastly, on the same student, he's producing this oil for hair. So it can, I realized that the yogurt on market, it has food color, it has food flavor. I said, what if I make a product which is not having food color, which is not having a flavor, and get the color, because at the university we have a small gate whereby students bypass. And then I said, strategically, if I locate myself here, I place there an outlet, I'll buy milk, I'll process it into yogurt, which is beetroot, and the students will buy. At least at the moment, every month I produce 50 liters of milk. I produce on Thursday 50 liters of milk, but by the time I produce on Thursday, that one I produced on Monday, it is done. People are demanding. So it is working out. As a young entrepreneur, I'm seeing my future. Here we have also other students producing confectionery, because you can't live a day without eating. So this one is called Murumba, Nelson, and Makai. So they are calling their company Makinel. So they are producing a variety of confectionery products. This is a cake. Here they are producing daddies. You can call them mummies, but they are good bites. When it comes to bananas, we have this student is using banana fibers to make a beautiful watch designed with banana fibers. It looks beautiful. At the end of the day, you can win it at just little money. that is making flowers. What does she do? She gets bottles, plastic bottles. So this is a plastic bottle. So she designs it, meaning she's environmental sensitive, because this one she's reducing bottles in the environment, whereby she can take advantage now. When there is a party for her, she comes, enjoys the food, and still at the end of the day enjoys the same student. And also now, still on bananas, she's making paper bags out of bananas. It is durable, it is environmental friendly, and it can be recycled. So it can be degraded, it's biodegradable. And also now, being at the university, she's taking advantage to make paper bags out of what she's recycling papers, because at the university you can't avoid paperwork. Charcoal briquettes from agricultural wastes, anything that can burn and give dust. So this briquette can burn for 6 hours. So you can prepare beans, you prepare potatoes, you prepare cassava, you prepare bathing water, you prepare bushara for the baby, and also water for yourself to bathe after you have done all that. And this is a stove. She's working with a student who is an engineer, did engineering. So he's fabricating the stove where the briquette can sit.
And that is clay.
This is clay, yes, this is clay.
So what do we have here today?
So from the student side, we have several value chains. Especially the university encourages students to start up their various businesses. So a student is given opportunities to write a business plan. Then the business plan goes through a very competitive process where it competes with the other businesses, and if it is competitive enough, the university funds it. And that's why we have several value chains in the university. We have the dairy value chain, we have the nuts value chain. The nuts value chain yeah, these are nuts. We have also another diversified product. It's called kashata. We call it kashata in the country. Yeah, kashata is made up of nuts and coconut combined together, and the color is a food grade color, so that it does not affect our consumers. As I said, also we have the corns value chain, and we also have the wheat value chain. All these are being run by the students. The objective of it is to make sure that our students don't go outside there looking for jobs, that they are the job creators rather than the job seekers. So ideally, these are companies that are started by the students, and the university facilitates them by funding and also giving them an opportunity to sell within the university. This student has been able to certify the products with the various regulatory bodies. Among them is the Kenya Bureau of Standards and the Kenya Dairy Board. So this product is able to be sold in the supermarket. So it has all the statutory regulations. And also all of these students are still in the university. They are taking their courses. When they finish their courses at the university, they'll be employers of their colleagues. Yeah.
And what do you have today for your exhibition?
Incubator developed by students and one of our lecturers from the Department of Mechanization and Irrigation Technology. You know, in the north we value guinea fowls a lot, so we put your guinea can be hatched here. You regulate the temperature and humidity. The humidity is regulated by putting water here. Then the temperature here will also show you the temperature in the incubator. So with this, you can use it at places that you don't have electricity.
Yeah.
And instead of your fowls hatching 10 eggs, you can hatch 100 eggs, and that will lead to productivity in the poultry sector. You cannot leave the fowls like that because they need warmth. You can see how it is made here with some metal in it. Then you put charcoal root your newly hatched chickens. You just light here, then the heat will radiate slowly. Then apart from that, we have other innovations, notable innovations in the Department of Mechanization and Irrigation under the Faculty of Agri. Here we have a solar dryer that was developed from the Department of Mechanization. It's called Awud's TS solar dryer. It's developed by Chief Awudu. This, you put your whatever you want to dry in, and with a good angle of inclination, you can dry your vegetables. For instance, pepper is dried 2 days instead of 1 week. So when that happens, for instance, cereals which are normally infested with a fungi called Aspergillus species, and they release aflatoxin into our cereals and legumes. When you dry this at a shorter time, the chances of aflatoxins are reduced. So we have done this even in the local communities. You can see them using their local materials, and we mounted these dryers on top for them to dry their produce within a shorter possible time, so that they will not be infected with fungi which will produce aflatoxin, which is a very serious case, a problem that we have in Ghana. Then one thing we also brought from the mechanization department is this handheld sheller. You know, in the olden days, or now, some people still use their hands, you know, to shell maize. But with this, you make it simpler for people to do. You just put it in, then it's gone. It's gone. That is what we have innovated, and it was also done by Awudu briquetting machine. What this does is it's of the art laboratory. You can see it where we use molecular diagnostic tools, and we are actually purifying water on campus for students. We have realized that most of the cabbage that is produced, they use what I call gutter water. But with this cabbage that horticulture department is producing now, is almost pathogen free. Actually, I was involved in analysis of this because I'm a microbiologist, and most of these, about 97% of were micro free.
You can see that UDS is doing a lot to promote agriculture in the north, and we'll come there to showcase it.
Are you an institution or individual? Do you intend to organize a memorable event to be archived for future reference? Then look no further than AAU Studios, because with state-of-the-art media equipment such as 4K Panasonic, KinoFlow lights, assorted microphones, live streaming equipment, among others, you are sure to get the best of productions. Visit us at Trinity Avenue, East Legon, adjacent the National Accreditation Board, or contact the AAU Studios via the following email addresses: info@aau.org, AAUTV@aau.org. You can call us on +233 244 736280.
Three profiles of scientists will be main target of the IBRO Return Home program. Postdoctoral fellows who have finished research training in neurosciences, including clinical research, in a center of excellence of a developed country. Research students who have been trained in a center of excellence in brain research, CEBR, and scientists who are developing a successful basic clinical research career in a developed country and wish to return to their country of origin or to a less developed country for personal or cultural reasons. Interested applicants are required to have at least
recherche en neurosciences, y compris la recherche clinique, dans un centre d'excellence d'un pays développé. Des étudiants-chercheurs formés dans un centre d'excellence en recherche sur les tumeurs cérébrales, CEBR, et les scientifiques qui développent avec succès une carrière de recherche fondamentale clinique dans un pays développé et souhaitent retourner dans leur pays d'origine ou dans un pays moins développé pour des raisons personnelles ou culturelles. Les candidats intéressés doivent avoir au moins une lettre de recommandation et une autre lettre d'acceptation de retour à domicile. Veuillez visiter le lien sur votre écran pour postuler avant le 6 septembre 2020 et pour plus d'informations, visitez www.ibro.org.
The Women for Africa Foundation is launching the 6th edition of Science by Women program with of research centers in their home countries. This foundation is to enable African women researchers and scientists to tackle the great challenges faced by Africa through research in health and biomedicine, sustainable agriculture and food security, water, energy and climate change. Each center will host one senior woman researcher with at least 3 years of to a rigorous selection process, evaluating the academic merit and leadership of the applicants as well as the scientific quality and expected impact of their research projects. Interested applicants must be a woman, national of an African country, PhD holder with at least 3 years of postdoctoral professional experience, excellent academic record and proven track of relevant research experience are to visit the link on your screen to submit their proposals before 30th September 2020. Kindly email science.by.women@mujaexpoafrica.es for more information.
La Fondation Women for Africa lance la 6e édition du programme Science by Women dans le but de promouvoir le leadership des femmes africaines aux femmes chercheurs et scientifiques africaines de relever les grands défis auxquels l'Afrique est confrontée à travers la recherche en santé et biomédecine, en agriculture durable et sécurité alimentaire, en eau, en énergie et en changement climatique. Chaque centre a 6 mois. Les candidatures seront soumises à un processus de sélection rigoureux évaluant les mérites académiques et le leadership des candidats ainsi que la qualité scientifique et l'impact attendu de leur projet de recherche. L'intéressé doit être une femme, doit être d'un pays africain, être titulaire d'un doctorat avec au moins 3 ans d'expérience professionnelle postdoctorale, avoir un excellent dossier académique et une expérience avérée de la recherche pertinente. Une solide connaissance pratique de l'anglais ainsi qu'une expérience avérée à la tête d'un groupe de recherche. Les candidats intéressés doivent visiter le lien qui s'affiche sur l'écran pour soumettre leur proposition avant le 30 septembre 2020.
Applying course to learn more about the unique issues that impact women's health, the importance of
in Africa. When I was in Accra last year, I did an interview on this TV. It's a very important mouthpiece. It's a data, it's a bank of all we need for the development of higher education in Africa. People should make an effort to view it because it discusses very current issues of development across the continent. I believe that the station will continue to promote the overall development of Africa, particularly in the tertiary education sector.
AAU TV provides a platform and shares a lot of information.
Understanding causality. In this session, I'll just maybe give us a summary of what we are expecting to do, to learn at the end of this session, and from there we can take it up. So we'll maybe few also be able to appraise a given causal research, so that we'll be able to interrogate a research and see if it is causal, if it is something else. We are going to describe some other things beyond causal research. So, but before I do that, I think we can start from maybe exposing ourselves to what we know and what we do not know. What type of research I think. Okay, observe. Okay. I think we're all there. We're all there. Back to our own experiences. Yes, Daniel, you wanted to say something?
I was going to add that if one variable, if the outcome of something is or was as a result of a particular variable.
Brilliant. You are looking at outcome, and they are looking back to be sure of what was responsible for that outcome, and they are looking at causal research. Brilliant. Yes.
Actually, in Sierra Leone than the previous contact with the government when the conflict started.
Okay. So from what I'm hearing here, I think I have no job this morning. I have absolutely nothing to do, because if you have been, you know it, and I have been doing it, then what it means that I have nothing to do this morning. But because Pascal had asked me to be here to coordinate this morning session, I have to stay here for the next 1 hour or two. Maybe in process of doing that, may also see more other things and see maybe others who something. Okay, that's good.
We're going to learn.
Yes. Okay, so let's discuss together, sharing our experiences on causality. So we are going to be looking at causal studies, and maybe from there we can begin to see the possibilities and what we are doing maybe before now and what we needed to do from now. On a descriptive study, or we are focusing on causal studies. But the challenge we have here, as we're going to maybe observe later from our own experiences, is that sometimes we may be dealing with description and you assume that it's causal. And if you finish doing that, it may become very difficult for policy people to separate what we're doing from causal. And if it's not causal, it may become also difficult for policy interventions. And that's why we should be very clear about description, separating it from causality. And maybe the patterns, who is doing it more, is it among the young or the old, among men or women? And when we are dealing with that, we are dealing with description. Am I right? It has its own merits too. Lynn, have you done any study before?
I haven't done any before, but maybe I can show some anthropological studies, like some of the work of Margaret Lee, what people descriptive, trying to find the culture of people in Samoa. That would be descriptive.
So yes,
descriptive in the sense that questionnaire is used to collect data from the respondent, and the analysis of the data is described as the descriptive statistics.
Okay. I think we can come back to that, because we are going to deal with method, more or less something on methods here. We're going to talk about mixed methods. So we may be dealing with that more. Maybe you can use questionnaire to collect both qualitative, or you can do description with the data you collected through questionnaire. You can also be causal. It depends on the analysis, the level of analysis you are doing, and the focus of the study. But I agree with you. You can collect data through questionnaire and
the more typical social research. But then going back to descriptive phenomena, end of story. I don't go beyond asking how does Evelyn's character actually influence Lynn.
From business perspective, should be our understanding of what it is. I think all disciplines are the same. When they are dealing with description, it should be description, whether from business or from. Our focus this morning is on causality. But we should also acknowledge that description is important in certain types of research. But you don't do description perspective. If you want to describe a phenomenon, you may be, to understand what a phenomenon is, you may be dealing with description only. But if you want to make a step to see how this particular variable of causality, but these things are not just from nowhere. What should guide us should be the theory environment or the data environment. And when I talk about theory environment, I don't want us to go back to our basic thinking in our graduate school, theoretical framework, theories of this. I should just use the word, the basic explanations of a particular phenomenon. If it is well established in terms of theory, then you may begin to think of certain type of studies. Also, if that environment means what is known about empirical things we should be doing. When Evelyn was talking, as known about